Okay, we're outside on the bench now. The day's looking pretty good. We've got a breeze kicking up, our typical afternoon breeze. We're going to start on this cabinet here. If you remember from the intro video, there was damage done to it up here at the top. Back here in the corner, and this piece here was gone. And we had separation down through here. We're going to attempt to split it open and take it apart. Not completely, but just take this left side off. We're going to remove these crossbars here so that we can get them refinished. And I think that's about all we're going to need to do with that. Because these here are screwed in and glued at the corners here. We got the baffle, the speaker baffle out, and the with the grill cloth. This is the plate antenna that goes into the top of the inside of the top here. This is for the shortwave antenna. We're gonna remake that. Let's turn this thing around. We've got here's the two blocks that go into here. They managed to hang on to those and send them along with the radio. Bless their hearts. And then we removed all of these little wedgies in here that went inside here, top, bottom, front, so that we could get some vinegar in here, white vinegar, on all the joints so that we can see if we can split this up. So stand by and we'll be back. Okay, we got her apart. That vinegar sure does some good work, breaking that old glue loose. So we'll get this all dressed up here, and we'll get these two pieces back in here, however they go, and we'll try to schmooze it all out, get all this cleaned up so we can refit it and re-glue it. And we'll do the rest of the cabinet at our leisure and get the rest of the other stuff done. So put this back over here because the wind, it just wreaks havoc on anything that's light here. It wants to put it in the neighbor's yard. So let's see what else we can do while we're at it. So stand by. Okay, a little after 6 in the evening, Sunday. We got all the sub-assemblies of the tuner slash push button assembly cleaned up, refinished. We got the panel, dial panel, completed, and got the new felt on it. The push buttons, I still yet to fashion back onto that. I need to double check this and make sure that it is going to not give me any grief. That's all cleaned up, ready to go. And the mount is the mount slash trimmer array is cleaned up and refinished and ready to go back on the chassis as soon as all this gets put together. So that's got to go also, and some of these other parts, and I managed, I think, I didn't get much else done on that cabinet because I was busy with other things. It seems like strange things are happening these days. My microwave went dead. Something else went dead here. Not me though, but something else was an issue also. I don't know. It seems to come in droves, but when it comes, boy, it's devastating nearly. So I've got that ready to go. The chassis is up here sitting, waiting. And let's see, I got the speaker to clean up and everything else, but I think tomorrow, it being a good day, and I can get out sometime mid-morning and start beating away on that cabinet and getting it ready for a pre-fit. And then it's going to be pretty much smooth sailing from there. And while the cabinet is getting situated and ready and glued up and for a pre-fit, I can come back here on this chassis and get these things back in order and get it ready to go back on the chassis, and so we can get a check out on it and see how it's going to do. So hang on in there, we'll get her done. So thanks for watching, stay tuned. Alright, we got the cabinet underway. It's being glued up in the areas that needed to get glued up, where the chips had fell out. Back on this little device, I had to take and do a modification to this end of the thing because of this gizzy thing right here traveling a little farther than I anticipated. If you can see that, and had to modify this piece, the gear piece, and this piece so that it would clear that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to completely open up the rotor. So, and at the same time, I did a little adaptation into this gear thingy right here. And how I made that gear was just make me up a sticky thing to stick on there with the pattern of the thing, and then use my Dremel with a cut wheel on it, and just all the way around it, and that's how I manage that. And you have to do a little fidgeting here and there, a little fudge factor into it. So now we're going to put this back together with these pieces, and here's what I mean about torquing those screws down. What you do is this steel piece right here pinches against this rotating gizmo, and then when you screw it up, and well, you don't screw it up, well, when you snug up the screw, it keeps this thing from rotating anymore. It pinches this half round thing into the position that bar is, and so we're going to go ahead and put all these back into there, and then we're going to get it checked out and see how well it will operate. And then we are going to put the clutch system back in it and get it all back together so we can manage considering putting this thing back on the chassis along with the other stuff, and we can get a checkout on that. So stand by, we'll be back for more. Okay, we got her back together. It was rather a little tussle trying to compress those springs for each of those push button rods, and getting the rods lined up with the holes, and keeping this crossbar mount for these buttons meshed with the alignment points here, and getting them stamped back. There is the clutch assembly put back in, and I'll tell you, it's a challenge, let me tell you. I know probably every last one of those other restorers that I frequent, with the exception of maybe a couple, would never go this far. They'd balk. And that's the one issue I have with a lot of those so-called restorers, is that, you know, they just don't go the limit. Now, if it's your own radio, you do what you want. But like I said, I don't keep any of these radios, so I mean, it's gotta look good primarily, but it's gotta play good too. It's gotta operate real good. So anyway, there's that. All the mountains back up and everything. So now, what I'm going to do is get the rubbers put back in place, and get this mounted back up on the chassis. Let me grab that thing real quick. Yeah, there we go. Sorry for all the yanking and the oohing and the on and everything else like that. So that there is going to go back in there like so. But it'll fit better. And then let's see what else we're going to do. We're going to get the volume control back in and wired, and then we're going to get these controls here hooked back in, and the clutch feature connected back in. So, and the linkage is hooked up. So stand by for that. It might be in the next video. So thanks for watching.